Okay, let's talk about the best countries for Black families in 2025. We're going to give you our ideas, our suggestions. We're not the boss of you, okay? But we are two Black women who have a community of thousands and thousands and thousands of Black women and their families who are all over the world. And we get to hear what their experiences are like. We get to see them in person and see those experiences. And we get to experience things for ourselves because we're also families of one in our countries. So we're going to share this information with you because we think that you, Black people, Black women, Black families live better outside of the United States than you do in the United States. So we're going to go ahead and get to getting. But first, I think we should probably introduce ourselves.
Hi, hi, hi. I am Roshida, and I am one of the co-founders of Exodus Summit. I have lived in Mexico City for 5 years after traveling around the globe to find whatever was out there. I left the US in 2018, and I have not looked back, and I won't be going back. I don't know her.
Right.
I know peace and joy around the world.
Yes. Hi, my name is Stephanie Perry. I've lived in my apartment in Bogota, Colombia for 1 month now and a week. No, 2 months and a week. Look at me.
Oh,
I don't know. I can't count. Anyway, I haven't lived in the United States since 2015. I traveled full time for almost 10 years before sitting myself down in Colombia. Rashida and I created the Exodus Summit community, which if you look on Facebook, you'll see there's more than 26,000 members there. We created that community because we want to be able to share information. We and the women in the community want to be able to share information together about how we can live better abroad. Okay. So we decided that we would narrow this, or we would kind of break this list down into categories. So category number 1 is best countries for Black families with kids, 10 years and up, with school age kids.
Yes.
Okay. So what are we deciding? Before we give our answer?
Let's walk through the categories first.
Okay.
So they know if they want to stick around or not for the video.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. So number 1, we're going to talk about best countries for Black families with school age kids or something, 10 and up, whatever. Y'all know. Next, we're going to talk about best countries for Black families with younger kids. And then we're going under 10, elementary school, babies in between. Mm-hmm. And then we'll talk about best countries for Black families, for queer Black families.
Yes.
Do you call that? Do you say queer families?
Well, we need Black in there too, because that's who we're talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all know we're talking to you.
Okay.
Y'all know it's you that we're talking to. We don't have on this category a, Black hetero couple. We're not telling you where to go because the world's your oyster. Don't come here asking me to tell you where to go because you can go anywhere.
What about the straights?
What about whatever will we do? You can go anywhere. Go there. Okay. All right.
All right.
But if you want to listen and see where you should be telling your friends or where people are going to, stay tuned. We have a little bit more for you before we're done. But we do think that it's always good to talk about where people are going and where they are succeeding.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing today.
Yes. Okay. So in the comments, let us know what we got right, what we got wrong. Okay. Keep the conversation going in the comments. So people are going to show up with other questions about some of these places. And some of you know some answers about some of these places. Mm-hmm. So please share. Okay. That's what we do over here.
Yes.
All right. So for the families of kids in school, like 10 through high school, what did we decide? How did we decide that we were going to narrow down the countries for them?
Okay, so we were looking at places where your child could go to college and not have to pay $100,000 a year like they're in the US. It's not what we want for you. It's not what you want for you, right? In a lot of countries, your child can get a good education for under $10,000 a year, right?
Listen, there are countries where your child can get a bachelor's degree for under $10,000. Total. You and the kids. Yes, indeed. I just interviewed a woman. Okay. I'm not going to tell you too much. I'm going to link to the video in the description. But we're talking about there are countries in this world where a total degree might cost you $10,000 or $12,000. Okay. Not
I
a
was paying
semester.
more than 10 back in 97 at a public institution. At a public institution, a state school.
So what you need to know when you're thinking about leaving the country, what you need to know is that just because things are set up in the United States to be very profit driven doesn't mean things are like that in other places. So healthcare and education in other parts of the world are not profit driven, and they're not like charging the most they can charge, which is what we see in the US. What is the maximum we can charge? Whereas in some of these countries, which is why we're going to start in Europe, they're like, well, what is the least we can charge these people? How do we educate a population? We do that by making education very low cost. Okay. So it's no surprise that we're going to start off in Europe on this list.
Yeah. We really want you inside the EU, right? There's so many different countries your child can get an education in if they are in Europe. So let's get started there. First on our list, maybe not necessarily for going to school there, but for being inside the EU and being in a place that Black people love.
Mhm.
Portugal, Lisbon, y'all love Stephanie. Stephanie, see the happy dance? Stephanie love her some Portugal. The Black people we talk to who live in Portugal, who live in Lisbon, love it there. And so it's a great starting point, right? Even if your child doesn't go to school in Portugal, right? It's a great way to get your child into a system where they can get a good education for less money.
Absolutely. All right.
Mhm.
And then universities. There are university programs in these countries in Europe where your child can study in English. You might be saying, so why would I send my child to school, to university in Portugal, or why would I set them up to go to university in Europe? There are English speaking programs. So some of these $10,000, $15,000 degrees are also in English.
Mhm.
So that's an important thing to note.
Yes.
All right.
Name another
Oh,
place.
I think the Netherlands. Listen, if I had a gang of children today, I think based on my limited time in the Netherlands, I would raise my kids in the Netherlands
Mhm.
where they get to live like it's 1980. I saw children in the Netherlands just riding their bikes, little gangs, gangs of kids riding their bikes to school,
Urchins.
right? Riding their bikes to the soccer field, which they don't call soccer, right? Just out living their lives. I had a house in the Netherlands, and the teenage daughter is the one who took me to the grocery store to show me the neighborhood, right? They get to live as fully integrated citizens in the country. In the United States, there's a lot of keeping kids locked away and keeping kids out of the way. And is this place child friendly? And what I saw in the Netherlands is that's not even a question that people would ask. Is this restaurant, is this museum, is it child friendly? This is a place for children and families. So I'm gonna put the Netherlands on the list because I really liked the way them kids seem to be growing up. And because the Netherlands is one of the countries where American students can go study, find a program in English at a reasonable price and get you a degree for cheap.
Mhm. Mhm. Also on our list is Prague. I like it.
What a beautiful city. So did you visit Prague?
I did.
I haven't been yet, but it's the most, I say it's the most beautiful city I've never been to.
It's beautiful. I'm being really nice. And I think it's a place like if your goal is to get your children into an environment that will sustain them, it's a great place to start.
Hmm. One time we made a video talking about like dupes or cities that we go to instead of another city. And we called Prague like the Paris, a better Paris, better because of a better cost of living and I don't know what are the reasons. We just said if you're considering, if you think, oh my gosh, I would love to live in Paris,
Hmm.
consider Prague as well.
Hmm.
Okay.
Absolutely. Your children, if you're like, if your children are self-sufficient, they're 10, 11, 12, 13, they can be outside by themselves. They want to ride their bike to the football field with their little friends. Yes, good choices. If they're younger than that and you need a little bit more watchful eye, but you also want to be street side and not worried about your kids, we have some places for you. We, for our younger crew, younger children, we were looking for places where it's accessible to get a nanny and where people won't be online judging you as a Black woman for not doing everything in the home yourself, because these are communities that rely on support. It's communities where having support is not a thing you're judged for. Communities where you can have a night nanny and a day nanny,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to the stove real quick nanny, and it all works out beautifully for you.
And where your nanny might also be a housekeeper, or maybe you have a separate housekeeper and a cook, right? A place where your motherhood doesn't require you to be also the day laborer, right? We in the US, we're really confusing parenting and the household work. It's okay to separate those. Like, it's
Mhm,
okay to be the parent and not be the person who does all of that household work. It's okay.
mhm,
They don't have to go together. They don't have to be the same person. So we're going to talk
mhm.
about a few places where you can do that.
Yes.
Women in the community are, supported.
Supported. Up first on the list, Nairobi, Kenya. Go to Kenya. All the women I know who have children are in Kenya have help. Now they have like 7 different types of help. They have help I can't even imagine. They got the driver, they got the errand runner, they got the this, they got that, and they're still like, and it cost me $200 this month. But not it's not that low, but it's not a lot of money. And as far as I understand, they're paying people fair wages for their labor that are like comparable to other jobs, right? So being in a place where you can help provide um, a job for someone, right? You're helping in the labor market and you're doing it without taking advantage of anyone helps add to the community, right? We don't want to go to places and be extractive. We don't want to just take. We want to give as well. And so if you can go to a place and hire people to help you and have that help work in a way that is good for you and good for them, it's a win-win. And so yes,
If
I
you've
say
never, if you've never utilized people's services in this way, it can seem wrong, is what I'm thinking. It can be really hard to surrender to. But you have
mhm,
to understand that it's how things are done in these other places.
mhm,
Rashida and I have been around the world, and we haven't been to too many places where you're expected to do everything yourself, like you are
mhm,
in the United States. It is a different way of life, but the United States is the oddball. We're the oddballs out. So sometimes it just takes a little breathing to embrace things the way that they're done in those places, which is with support.
mhm.
To add in something that I'd like to add in a surprise, I'm going to add in Grenada. I'd like to
Ooh,
add Grenada in this category. The Caribbean is often seen as out of pricing. The Caribbean prices people out. A lot of the islands in the Caribbean, right, are so expensive that you can't live there. But Grenada is a good mix of relatively affordable. For the Caribbean, it's affordable.
mhm.
And also a place where they do these things, right? You have a housekeeper, you have a nanny, you have whatever, you have support. So I'd like to add that in there. There are a lot of Black people in the US who are repatriating to parts of the Caribbean because of parents, because they were born there, their parents were born there, their grandparents were born there. So I think that's a nice thing to
Okay.
consider.
All right. Um, I'm headed back to Africa. I'm going to say Tanzania. Let's go to Tanzania. Um, that region of the world believes in, invests in, and relies on support, right? You don't have to carry them. You would be considered strange if you were carrying the whole load yourself. Because why would you do that? Why? Why? What's wrong with you, right? And so we talked to so many women who've had good experiences over there, working with people who help support their household, help raise their children, help do the things that one person was never meant to do.
That's it. That's right. So Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda, they're all neighbors. They're all hooked together, and women in our community love their lives there. Women in our community love, whether they're visitors there or they live there long term, they love it. So that's why they're represented so heavily in this list.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about, are we ready to talk about some queer family friendly places? Okay.
Yes. Okay. It's going to be a woman-centered conversation because I don't know what y'all men are doing out there. Sorry. I don't know.
That's an answer for generally everything. We don't know.
We don't know. So like queer, trans women, we can't say that this is a perfect list. You might have a different opinion. You may have different experiences, but these are the things that are being reported back to us.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about this. I will say that we started this list. We were looking for Black countries, and we could not think of a Black country that we felt confident in telling you was safe. So if you have one, please let us know in the comments. This is not a saying that no Black countries are safe for queer or trans women. This is us saying we don't know one that we can confidently say. So we want to hear from you in the comments. If you can think of a country in the Caribbean, in Africa, anywhere that is heavily populated by Black people and is also safe for queer women. Yes, let us know. Start it off, Steph.
All right, listen, we're going to send you to Mexico. We're going to send you to 2 different towns in Mexico. The women in our community, I'll be like, y'all, there's other towns. Women in our community, they love them some Puerto Vallarta on the water. Mm-hmm. And then not on the water, they love them some San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. Mm-hmm. Mexico in general shows up really high on Black people's move abroad lists. Mm-hmm. Mexico in general is a place where you will feel warmth and welcoming that will maybe surprise you if you've not visited Mexico before. And so Puerto Vallarta, San Miguel de Allende, they're number first on the list, or they are on the list.
Yes. Mexico also ranks pretty highly in reports of like queer friendly countries, right? Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
Right. But overall, people like to mind their own business, right? What you doing over there? Like I live in Mexico City and I will see gay men walking down the street holding hands all the time. I will see women making out in parks all the time. If you don't want to see it, Mexico's not the place for you because it's a very public displays of affection kind of place, and anybody can get it, right? Like it's for everybody, and so that is one of the ways that it shows up as being queer friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You're next.
Next on our list, we have Thailand. I personally love Chiang Mai. All of the queer people I know in Thailand love being there. Love it. Feels freeing, feels easy, feels like a safe place to be.
The first day I stepped foot in Chiang Mai, Thailand, a Black guy rode past us. It was 3 Black women together, and a Black guy from Chicago. Black guy rode past on his motorbike and turned their U-turn and came back. What y'all doing here? Right? And he took us to this restaurant where he performed, and we did, he was a rapper. And we were walking outside, the 4 of us, and he just literally, he said, I feel so free here. He just couldn't stop saying it. I feel so free here. I feel so free here. That's Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
That's Thailand.
Yeah.
Southeast Asia in general is a very healing place for Black people.
Yes.
There's a focus on the body and like taking care of your body. I think that we need.
Mhm.
And the food is good, people are kind, and there's fun, and there's activity, and there's beaches, and there's mountains, and there's whatever, and there's temples, and it's just a very healing place. And so Thailand, it's on our list. Anytime we talk about anything, anytime we talk about leaving the country, Thailand is on the list.
Mhm. Yes. Okay, Stephanie, you've said all these things, but how do I get there?
Here's how you get to a new country. Seriously, we're going to tell you in a couple of sentences how you leave the United States and you move your family to a new country. You work out your money. You work out your residency. Like, do you need a residency visa, or can you just be there on a tourist visa, or do you want, right? And you work out what to do with your stuff, and then you go. So
Mhm.
if money is the first question, and the second question, and the third question about how you move abroad, right? How do I afford this? How do I live a new life? Do I get a new job in another country? Do I take my current job abroad? Do I start a business? Do I do whatever? We have put together an awesome resource. This is the 6th year of us hosting Exodus Summit. This is the 6th year of us bringing Black women in to teach you how to move abroad. This year's theme, Exodus Summit 2025, is More Move Abroad Money. We're bringing Black women in to teach you specifically how to get more money to move abroad, whether that's make it, invest it, earn it, generate it, manifest it, create it, whatever. We're bringing in speakers for Exodus Summit 2025 to get you more move abroad money.
Before I forget, you mentioned, a couple steps to help you, but will get you abroad. And it reminded me that our friends VR Bros just moved to Malaysia, right? And it wasn't I got a plan for 70 months to make it happen, right? They figured a few things out and now they're in their new home, right?
That's right. I just saw their video. It's called We Found Our Home. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they went to a place not on the list, a place that women in our community also love. A city that
Love.
women, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to link to it. They went to a city that women in our community cannot get enough of, between the healthcare and the food and the cost of living. They are all in on it.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. Um, Moving abroad, leaving the United States of America can be, I don't want to say easy, but it's probably simpler than you think it is.
Mhm.
Probably think it's harder, more complicated, more impossible than it actually is, because people are doing it.
Um, But if you want some support, hi friends, hi friends. As Stephanie said, October 10th through 13th, we're running the sixth version of Exodus Summit. And this year we have Black women coming in to teach the Black women in our audience how to make more money to support their life abroad. These are going to be things that don't require you to be in the US because stinky. No, we don't want that. There are going to be repeatable ways to make money. And these, if you've ever been to Exodus Summit or you've ever talked to someone who's been to Exodus Summit. In the comments, ask someone for show, and they will tell you. We don't bring in women who are like, I have done it, and maybe one day you can do it too. Or women who are like, I have done it. Aren't I amazing? We bring women who are like, okay, step 1 is, step 2 is, step 3 is, and that's how you get it done, right? You want to learn how to day trade? This is what you need to know in order to learn how to day trade. You want to be a freelance writer? These are the things you got to consider, whether this is good for you, whether it's not good for you. This is how you get started. This is how you do it, right? You want a certification that will make you more attractive in your job search. These are the certifications that will help. This is how you get them.
That's right. That's right. Exodus Summit is about execution. So you come in and you block off the weekend. You can do that right now. Even before you click on the link to buy your ticket, block off the weekend, October 10th through 13th. October 10th is a Friday. That's Indigenous Peoples Weekend or Columbus Day weekend. Block off Friday evening all the way through Monday, if according to US time zones. And come ready to get to work on this thing for you, for your family, for your future. What we see is families who leave the United States and live abroad, whether they move to one place or they travel full time. What we see is I want to say, I don't, okay. I want to tell you your family is going to be closer and more connected and you're going to like each other more. But I also I don't want to promise you these things if y'all don't like each other today.
I will say that a lot of times the stress in the family comes from external. Some of it is external, like the external pressure you're feeling makes you not respond to your family in the best, most kindest way you have. Baby, take that pressure off, throw it away, right? You still might not like your kids. You still might not like the little ones, right? But you may be more patient with them. You may have more patience to provide them as they keep asking you for snacks 40 times in a day, right? But if they can ride their bike down to the football field, right? If they can walk down the block to go get a whole roasted chicken from the man in Chiang Mai. I love that man in Chiang Mai with that chicken. I still
Chicken
dream
man.
about it. A chicken man, right? And they can do that. And you know they're going to cut back safe because don't nobody want your kids, right? Like, you know, the pressure valve will be released a little bit.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, we see it, right? We see it. Sometimes we see women with their children in the US, you know that she would come to this thing without the kids. She'd be like, oh my God, I can't wait to get away from these kids. But outside of the US, she's coming to this event with the kids and she likes the kids.
Mhm.
She's talking to the kids and the kids are engaged and talking to us. And
Kids are talking to other kids and they're doing.
it's a different vibe. It's a different experience. We see that, right? We see that. Yeah. Okay. So we have an agenda. We're never cagey about that. We have an agenda. We want Black women. We want Black women and their families to leave the United States because we think life is so much better. We have put together Exodus Summit to help you make that possible. And also to help you connect you with other Black women who've already done it so that you get even more care, even more encouragement and support, and even more possibility models, as Dr. Joy calls
Oh, yes.
it. Yeah.
Stephanie,
Okay.
can we tell them about the speaker?
Yeah, go ahead. I think, listen, you'll hear it first here.
If you're watching this video, you're probably hearing it first here. We're very excited that this year, when we're talking about money, our keynote speaker is Miss Money herself, Rachel Rogers. We are bringing her in to talk about the journey. And it's really special to us this year because she just moved to Portugal like 2 months ago. What is time? Who knows?
With a gang of children. Girl, Rachel Rogers got children.
She has a Black family. That's a Black family. And they just moved to Portugal for a variety of reasons. But we're going to hear from her and talk about, so talking about having a family move, right, as one unit, and also a family that really, hearing from someone who really helps Black women make money, right, who's going to be talking to you, Black woman to Black woman, we're super excited about.
Super excited. One thing she can do is show you what you know, that where the money resides. Rachel Rogers can show you where the money resides. Black women have skill sets that are worth money. And sometimes we either overlook them or are told that they're not worth it, right? If we were not Black women, we would be told, oh my gosh, you're the most fantastic thing in the world. What Rachel Rogers is good at is showing you where the money is in you, and without, working yourself to an early grave. So we're super excited. Okay, Exodus Summit 2025. ExodusSummit.com is where you go to get your tickets. Link is of course in the description of this video. And it's online October 10th through 13th, 2025. Again, one more time, if you're watching this video after then, it's okay. All right. Watch the replays. Go to ExodusSummit.com. You'll see the replays.
Exactly.
So we gave you some countries and some cities in some countries to go visit, but you know what we didn't do? We didn't tell you that we have a quiz that you can take for yourself to help figure out your priorities for your and your family's move abroad. And it's going to give you an answer too. It may give you a totally different answer that we didn't even give you today. So take our quiz. Which country should I move to? It's exodussummit.com/quiz. Of course, that's also linked in the description of this video. Okay, so now you know what to do next. But first, next, please hit the like button on this video. Thank you. Please hit the share button on this video. Thank you. Share this video with a Black woman or Black family you know who would love to hear this conversation.
Mhm. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We hope to see you at the summit. The summit is more than just the resources. It's also the community.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking for community abroad, we hope you show up at the summit and start forming your community there.
Yes.